Episode 54.
That's the number. Wow.
54, and it's Christmas.
And
How
it's
about
Christmas
that?
Eve, Christmas night.
Merry Christmas, everybody who watches us and kind of supports us and everything. And
Yeah, we could use a little present this year. Like and subscribe.
yeah, like and subscribe. That would work out really well.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We
Yeah.
have some of our favorite holiday drinks set out,
Yep.
that we've been hitting a couple
By
times.
the end of the
Hey.
show, we'll be drunk.
Yeah. So we're gonna. We just want to wish everybody Merry Christmas for sure, and everybody's got a lot to thankful for, and
Right.
Bill and I are very thankful for all our fans and all our subscribers, and
Right.
and the fact that we're even doing this and the success that we're having with it. So
Yeah.
really greatly appreciated.
Yep.
So at this time of year, right? Everybody's spending money, and money that we don't have.
Right. Right.
Credit card debt starts to go up and up and up and up. But we all got to play Santa Claus. Everybody's got to do what they got to do. It's
Right.
it's that time of year. So I thought it'd be interesting to talk about a little bit about the economy and some numbers. Yeah. So this year we want to talk a little bit about numbers, but one of the things we know you notice a lot because you drive Jersey and all is that gas prices are way down
They are.
and egg prices are way down. Now, unfortunately, we don't give eggs or gas as Christmas presents, so
No.
that's a problem. Even though they're down.
Right.
It's hard. Here you go. Here's a 5-gallon pail of gas.
Right.
Merry Christmas.
But gas is down. I'm starting to see it. I've been waiting for this since he got in, and I just noticed the last 2 weeks things are really dropping as far as gas prices. Now, I mainly work in New Jersey, and I drive all around. I do go into PA every once in a while. But gas prices, I've seen now $2.59, $2.65 for a regular. 279, 289, 269, right around that area. Everybody's way below $3. I don't see anybody in Jersey selling gas for $3 or more.
And for
Now I know in Pennsylvania it's a little different story, but I do have to say they've been dropping too, roughly about 10 cents. I've noticed in the last week.
yeah,
They've been dropping 10, maybe 12 cents. Like the one station that's near me where I live in Easton, they've been holding at $3.29 for the last
Forever.
6 months.
yeah,
Yesterday I went by them and they were at $3.19.
yeah. Mine too. The Shell station by me has been $3.29 forever, and then $3.19. And Sheets, I noticed the other day is $3.09.
Right.
So and there's one place in a little town next to us. I got it yesterday for $2.89. That was kind of cool.
Wow, that's real good for.
Yeah, right in the middle of
Pennsylvania.
Bath, a little
Wow.
Sunoco there.
Yeah.
So that was good.
So just to remember, when gas is cheaper, prices should come down. Unless people don't want to, they'll say, hey, I'm going to enjoy the big profit. Because
Yeah, right.
gas is a big thing for them to get products to their shelves, to get products into their businesses and things like that. The trucks got to deliver them. When gas goes down, hopefully that'll help out the economy a
The
little.
cost of getting these goods delivered.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Which will go back into our pocket.
That's right.
Now, as bad as things seem to be, especially right now, I hear beef is like really through the roof.
Yeah, beef is
like
is high,
burgers.
but there is a lot of things that have dropped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. But there's predictions now between November and December that a record $1.02 trillion is being spent on Christmas stuff.
Is that a record or no?
They're saying, yeah, they always say that, right?
Yeah, they say it every year. Oh, it's a record. It's
Well, it's the first time surpassing $1 trillion.
Okay.
Supposedly. It's just incredible. Online stores are expected to rise 8 to 9%, reaching 312 billion online buys.
yeah.
Amazon's busy. All these drivers now, they rent like a, what do you call it, rent a van or something?
Right.
Because they got so many part-time workers this
Yeah.
time of year. Package shows up at my daughter's porch every day.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It was 312 billion. They're estimating now to 315. Last year it was 289. So even though things are more, and we probably buying the same amount, but the prices are a little bit higher, so the money is, I'm sure, a little bit bigger.
Yep.
And there's other everybody's got their own numbers that they play around with, whatever. But the average shopper, now this is not me, I'll tell you that now. Being retired, there's no way. The average spending per shopper, $1,595.
Wow.
I don't know. Now, maybe with the kids and all the stuff, and, we might be close to 900.
Yeah, well, when you have
You got
you're
grandkids. Yeah.
you have the situation where everybody is within 10 miles from you. Where you
Oh, yeah,
live.
that's
Your
true.
grandkids, your kids, and
Yeah.
everything. I don't have that. I got one child in Pittsburgh. I got one child in Baltimore, and I got one child up in Stroudsburg. So I don't have it other than sending them stuff, or
Right.
we go to one of their houses. But this year we're not going to do that. But I mean, yes. Um, so you're a little unique. So yeah, you got to spend the money.
Yeah, because I can't get away with, well, we can't make it this year.
Yeah.
So, and then they had some more stuff here. A record 158.9 million consumers are expected to shop on Super Saturday, which is the Saturday like right before Christmas.
Well, that was, isn't that
Last week.
that was, yeah, 2 days ago.
2 days ago, yeah. Yeah, and that was up from previous years. 41% of Americans plan to spend less overall this holiday season. But there's still a 6-point increase from last year, primarily due to inflation. That's what they're saying.
Well, we were out yesterday. It was my wife and I and my daughter Casey and her spouse, and downtown Easton was unbelievable.
Really,
How
I'll
packed
bet.
it was.
I'll bet.
Yeah, I mean it was just standing room only. People walking on, despite the cold, and it was really windy.
Yep.
When you're in a city like that with the buildings, the wind goes through the back streets
Oh
and
yeah,
everything
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. And
It's
it was
cold.
it was very cold, but yet people were going. And the restaurant, we stopped at a little place called Stokes Pizza
Yeah,
Shop
I
in
know it.
Easton,
Yeah.
and it was packed. It was packed. People were coming in the door like, and we were there around 12 o'clock, 12:30.
So much for people complaining about the economy,
Yeah,
but they're spending the money. I mean, it's that time of year. It
I
is a
know.
year for giving. I love to give. I got some stuff. I got my Secret Santa guy. He's gonna die.
Yeah,
I can't wait to give it to him. We usually do Christmas Eve at my youngest daughter's house, and then we do Christmas Day at my oldest daughter's house, and then of course I have a new grandchild
yeah,
that we're celebrating this year. The greatest Christmas present I could have gotten
that's
was
right.
7 days ago
Yep.
already. So that was cool. I wanted to talk a little bit more too about some of the top gifts this year.
Oh.
Some of the
Is
big.
it like the car commercials? You see that one for the Chevy truck? I know you like Chevys. You
Yeah,
see the
yeah.
one where the dog comes, the lady whistles, and the dog comes out of the snow,
Oh yeah, and
and
jumps
then
in.
yeah, jumps in her arms, and then all of a sudden he says, "What about me?" And she whistles, and a big truck, Chevy pickup truck, Silverado comes coming
Oh,
out of the
nice.
snow.
What nice.
Yeah,
A big
I'm
ribbon
gonna
on
buy
it.
a $90,000 truck.
Yeah, right. I know. There's so there's not this year, like I remember years back when my kids were young, they had Furbies were big,
Right,
right? Everybody was there was no Furbies, right? Cabbage Patch Kids
Cabbage
back
Patch Kids.
then.
Yep.
Some of these PlayStation that came out around Christmas, there was no way you could get one unless you went on eBay and paid 5 times more than you should have.
Right.
So this year, there's not really one specific. I know there's a couple of silly gifts out there that people are haggling for, like the barista glass at Starbucks. Did you hear about this?
No.
There's a glass shaped like a bear
Oh,
for
really?
Christmas.
Barista.
It's called barista. Yeah,
Oh.
barista drink.
Oh,
And
I
people are
didn't know that.
they're showing up. Well, when they first came out, they were showing up at 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning before the store opened.
Just to get this
to
glass.
get this glass. And now people who got them, now they're selling them on eBay because everybody wants them. It's so funny.
Yeah.
But one of the biggest ones this year, and actually we did something for one of our grandkids, Lego sets.
Yeah.
Now, Lego's not like it used to be when we were kids. When we were
Right.
kids, it was a box of mixed bricks and you used your brain, you made something.
Made something. Right.
Now they have it so that it's a Formula One car, it's a rocket, it's a...
Did you ever go to the Lego store in New York?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you should see that.
I'll bet.
Yeah.
I'll bet. But
Your grandson likes Lego. That's something you should bring him to.
we I know now all the kits, and I guess there's parts enough to build that particular kit. I don't know if there's spare parts or whatever, but now they have Lego tables where the kids can sit at a table and the grid of the Lego blocks are right there. You can
Are right
start
there.
building,
Yeah.
building up.
I remember years ago, I got my kids the Wii. Remember the Wii?
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
stood in Palmer
Where
Mall
you throw it
at
the
4
TV
in the
screen.
morning. I was the fifth one back.
I'll bet.
There was a lady
God.
two ahead of me. She was the second person or third person
Right.
in line. I was the fifth person in line. She fainted. She just went right down. And everybody was screaming and
just-
oh my god! And the store didn't open yet. It was like 4 o'clock or 4. It was going to open at 4:30, and she dropped. And the security came over. They brought an ambulance and she just fainted. But
Wow.
but yeah,
I gotta get this toy.
I got it. Yeah, the Wii was like a big thing.
Yeah.
In fact, we just sold it for $50, the whole unit.
Yeah, of course. Well, you remember the Wii, right? The initial Wii's that came out with the controller where you had to throw baseball
Right,
and stuff.
that's what
People
we
were
had.
throwing it through the TV. Remember all the
Right.
ones that were flying off the
Yeah.
hand,
Right.
and then they put a strap on. They added a strap so you wouldn't wreck your TV.
Yeah.
There was a ploy between them and Sony, I think. So, so Lego sets.
You like our hats? People talk about our hats. You like them?
I don't know. Look at the ball here. There's some of the top picks, and pretty much for all ages too, because there's like really difficult ones, and they're not cheap.
Oh, I know.
There was a Lego thing of a shuttle, I think it was. It was $169 for the kit, and I want to buy the Formula One kit. It's like a 1/10 scale. That's pretty cool. Fuzzy. Now this goes way back. Everybody used to get these fuzzy memory foam slippers. That's another big seller.
Oh.
A cozy staple, wished for over 17,000 times on platforms like Elfster. So now we use Elfster. You know, it's the hidden Santa Claus thing.
Right.
And you put what your gifts are. So they track all that. You know,
track it,
people
yeah.
are asking for fuzzy foam slippers. Really? Wireless meat thermometers.
Wireless meat thermometer.
One of the top.
So you get it on your
yeah.
phone, I guess.
Yeah, it's an app.
There's an app for everything.
There's an app for everything. So there's an app, and you stick this thing in the meat, and when you want it to be at a certain temperature, it notifies you.
Unbelievable.
How cool
Let
is
me
that?
tell you.
And believe it or not, and everybody gives these gifts, is scented candles.
Yeah. Everybody
Yeah,
does.
it smells like pine.
Well, in fact, my wife and I, we usually go out the beginning of December or maybe the end of Thanksgiving, and we buy new candles for the holiday. 2 or 3 of them from Yankee Candle and all that.
One year, my wife bought a vanilla. I thought it was cream soda.
I do like the pine and
making
cedar
me hungry.
thing. I do like the pine. That's my favorite one, pine and cedar. But
Well, that helps with the Christmas tree, especially if you got a fake one. You burn
I know
pine.
that's what we have.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So this year we wanted to be. This is our first Christmas doing this podcast, and we wanted to do something a little special for
What
you.
did we do last year? We didn't do anything. We didn't do anything, did we?
We actually know because it fell on a different day.
Oh.
So our release is Thursday, and this is Christmas night. So we have something special for you guys out there. Now we haven't determined yet how we're going to present this, but I think what I'd like to see, starting now, which is about 10 minutes to 7, the first person who comments on our, I got to make a specific comment. You have to comment on this show and say, I would love to have that Christmas present that you guys are giving away. So the first person that does that, I see them all scrambling now, but you got to be a subscriber.
Right.
You got to be a subscriber, and I want you to comment. I would love this Christmas present. Now I'm going to show. I wanted to say that you love it first before I show it to you because I don't know if you want it. But all right, so here's what we're doing this year. We have now. This is not a cheapie either. This is a good one. This is a Port Authority jacket with our logo, the Bill and Joe Show. It's lightweight, not too bad. Now it's an XL, but it runs small. We only have one size, so if it fits, it fits. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
I will model.
So make sure. Oh, great. Oh yeah, Bill's got one himself. So again, oh, there it is. Yeah. So the Bill and Joe Show, XL. Like I said, it runs a little small, so this will probably fit anybody from X to, XL
Doesn't
something.
it look good? Looks good on me, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks wonderful. What a model. So, remember, first one that comments on this video and says, yes, I would love to have that jacket. You got it. And then I'll get in contact with you through chat or whatever, however we do it, and I'll get your address and we'll get it shipped to you. Free of charge. Merry Christmas, everybody out there. There's your gift for this year.
Yep.
Very nice. There you go. Now I'm trapped in my wires here. All right. So that I wanted to do that. I thought that was, that'd be kind of cool. Get our name out there. Who knows? Maybe somebody in Arkansas will buy it, and we'll get a whole new audience, or get it. Who knows? So so what's some of the best? Remember some of the best gifts you ever got?
The best gifts I ever got. Well, a lot of camera equipment, which was good. That's what I wanted.
Oh yeah, of course.
A lot of camera equipment and things like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think if Santa was here, I'd probably ask I'm a little confused about certain things, and I want them cleared up
Oh.
because I'm gonna take some.
Well, I remember as a kid asking for a lot of stuff. He never brought it.
Never brought it. That's what I'm saying. I want to know exactly what goes on. I wish he was here.
Remember
It'd be great.
Animal House? The kids looking at the Playboy magazine. The girl flies in the window.
You're
Thank you, God.
Yeah.
Or Oscar Madison. Remember that year I asked you for those trains? Because Felix was going to move out in the Odd Couple, the old Odd Couple. Felix was going to move out. Remember that year I asked you for trains? You never got me those trains.
Right.
Please give me this.
Yeah. Yeah. There's just things that I want some answers on because I don't know.
Well, we'll have to write him a letter then. Yeah, the only way you're going to get answers on that is if you write him a letter. What do you think? He's going to just come from the North Pole
All right.
and show up? Oh, look who's here. Holy
my
smokes,
God.
ladies and gentlemen.
Holy heck! I can't believe it.
All right.
We got a special guest.
Holy heck!
Let him in.
Oh, I am glad that you're here. I got a special seat for you.
Uh-oh.
Yep. Here, I'll let you get right over here. You're gonna get this good-looking blue seat right over there.
Clashes with my red.
You want the red one? We'll switch.
No, we'll do the blue. We'll do the blue. How
Wow,
are you
this
guys?
is a
Hey,
surprise.
guys. Hi. Look who's here,
I
guys.
can't believe it.
Will that stay there?
Yeah.
There you go.
I have them all trained.
Oh. About that.
Have a seat. Oh, you look like exhausted delivering all those presents.
You
Oh,
guys,
yeah,
You
you
guys have no idea.
Oh, I can imagine.
This is my last day in the valley,
Oh.
Okay.
and we've spent the weekend checking up on everybody.
Is that right?
And
Are you tired of milk and cookies? Would you like
you know what the problem
want
was?
some Baileys?
Last year I got back to North Pole, and the elves and the reindeer had an emergency meeting.
Oh.
And as the reindeer called it, and their union.
Oh.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
So they called it, and they said, you know what, we're getting tired. We either need less Santa or fewer toys.
Yeah.
So I lost out on that. I
Yeah.
ended up losing the weight. So we have room now for the toys,
Oh, that's good.
and everybody's happier.
Oh, that's.
Yeah.
And, it's just the way it rolls.
But I got a couple questions for you.
You can ask me anything you
Oh,
want because
man,
there's
do I have some
He was
questions?
going to write you a letter, but by the time we got to the North Pole and back, we figured,
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know,
I had
and
no idea you're showing up. This is so incredible.
yesterday was the deadline for hanging them on the fridge.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So anything after yesterday is like gone.
Did you ever, in all your time of delivering gifts and doing Christmas, you ever upgrade your sleigh? You get one of those new electric ones?
No. We are
No?
we are still running what they call a CRV.
CRV, very
Yeah.
good.
It's a
See-
convertible reindeer-powered vehicle.
Very
There
good.
you go.
Very
Yeah,
good.
we still do it the old way,
Yeah.
and here's part of the reason why. We have a network. The elves are working on developing it now, where we have sleigh and reindeer teams throughout the world,
Oh,
so
Wow.
that we don't wear out one team
right,
overall.
right.
And what we do is I get a fresh batch of toys at each spot,
Oh,
and that's how we catch up with things.
because I figured you get electric cars. I figured maybe
No, no,
electric
no, no. We're still.
electric sleigh would be coming soon. No.
I don't even have heat in this thing. Where do you think all of this is here?
That's
Okay.
true.
right.
That's true.
You know, and if you don't mind, I'm going to relieve here a little
Yeah,
bit.
just a little bit. There you go.
Open
There
the
you
chimney, as we say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's my other question. I always wanted to know about this. Always wanted to know. How did you handle bad weather when you're
Bad
flying
weather.
around?
It's got to be used to that.
I get goggles.
Yeah, okay.
That's for one thing.
Right.
The other thing is that you make sure the hat's on tight, because in bad weather I get a chin strap.
Oh.
Because this is what happens when the hat flies off at 30,000 feet in cold weather.
That's right.
All the hair follicles freeze and they fall out.
I can imagine.
You know, and they don't grow
Jeez.
back once they're gone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyhow, yeah, we get a hat with a chin strap on it. Make sure it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
What else you got?
Oh, let me
That's
tell you. I've
easy
always these are
questions,
questions.
man.
I'm 67. I just turned 67. These are questions that I've always wanted to ask.
You're
Like
a youngin'.
this. Yeah, I'm a youngin'. Yeah. What is the funniest wish you've ever heard,
Oh, the funniest.
or the most interesting?
Well, you know, we have all the standards every year, and we have all the standard stuff, and it's funny. It doesn't matter which neighborhood we're visiting. The kids want the same items,
Right.
Oh,
so
okay.
that's never really a problem. And I mean, I've had more sad stories than probably the really funny,
Yeah.
funny ones.
Right.
Sure.
Everything else is just above average.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, it's really kind of hard there to put some of this equipment together with the elves up there.
Oh yeah.
You know, we're constantly having to retrain them on the new toys and
Yeah.
assembly products, and
Yeah.
you know,
I guess it helps a little bit if a lot of people are asking for the same toy. Then you get
Yeah.
a
Oh,
line
yeah.
going, right?
oh yeah, we have whole assembly lines going.
Yeah. I love it.
Now, when you're doing this all over around the world delivering, you got to get hungry. You ever like stop at a McDonald's?
Are you
or-
kidding? You know
or
how
an
many
Arby's?
cookies and milk are out there? And there's an occasional beer or a scotch is left
That's
behind.
there we
you know.
go. That's
But
great. That's good.
mostly it's milk and cookies, and
Yeah.
that's what we've had to cut back on and leave some crumbs behind.
Sure.
Just for the record, the favorite is soft oatmeal
Oh.
with craisins.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Soft oatmeal doesn't make a lot of crumbs in the beard,
Right. There
and
you go.
the craisins I can share with the reindeer,
Yeah.
yeah.
Very good.
Ah,
so
there you
they
go.
they get some of it as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they should. They're
Yeah,
pulling that
oatmeal.
sled all
Actually,
over.
oatmeal's very good for
I
you.
have to keep
It
them
is.
going somehow.
Yeah,
Yep.
it is. We did a nutrition video a month ago, and my wife, she was on, and she loves oatmeal. She eats steel cut oatmeal every morning
Well,
with raisins.
you could tell her Santa's promoted soft oatmeal. Now, the
Soft
soft
oatmeal. Okay.
The hard oatmeal makes crumbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we were doing the cookies.
Right. Oh, yeah.
What's your most popular cookie they leave out?
Well,
Chocolate
that's the
chip
cookie.
or Oreos?
Well, no, it's I request the soft oatmeal,
Okay.
but
Oh.
the most common is chocolate chip.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Now,
That is-
are you a sports fan? You're in this area now. I'm sure you're probably saying the
you know,
Eagles.
I got to see it in passing yesterday, and that's the best I can say for it.
Yeah.
You know, we try to stay neutral.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
Flies over the
gotta-
stadiums. You can
Yeah,
see what's
fly
going on.
right over the
You know,
stadium.
everybody's looking down this way at the stadium, and I'm up there going, "Hey!"
Right.
You know,
Yep. Now, I got to ask you this, and I'm sure you're going to say what I think you're going to say. What is your favorite holiday?
My favorite holiday. Well, one thing about it, the 4th of July comes in the middle of summer.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
You know, this is work time for me.
Yeah.
We put all of our effort into this time of year,
Right. Right.
and it's quite busy.
Yeah. Yeah. I can imagine.
We Mrs. Claus, you know, thank God for her because she really helps out in the background.
Yeah.
Nobody ever sees the effort that she puts into it.
Sure. Yeah.
You know.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yep.
Yep.
And she's managing the elves. You know, they have their own committee that works with her, and she keeps the reindeer going, the elves
Yeah.
going, and
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
we have the sleigh garage, of course, where we have well over 2 dozen sleighs out there that have to be maintained and
Wow.
loaded and then
And loaded.
distributed around
Right.
the world.
Sure.
Yeah, you know how the
No
Pony
idea.
Express used to work?
Yeah, the Pony Express.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much how we deliver
Yeah.
toys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you have a favorite? There's so many holiday movies out. Mine happens to be Christmas Story is my favorite.
That's
Do you
a
have
good
a
one.
favorite?
You know the one I really like, and it's not just for Christmas. It's called The Guardians. It's
Oh, I
an
don't think
animated.
I've seen that. Do you see that?
No, I don't think
I
so.
never heard that.
The
Well,
Guardians.
most adults haven't,
Yeah.
Okay.
but it is more of a, shall we say, an adult movie.
Oh, okay.
Just because of the circumstances.
circumstances,
It
yeah.
has Santa Claus in it. You know, we've got um, Sandman's in it.
Oh.
We got the
The
Tooth
Sandman.
Fairy in it. I mean,
I
we got
remember
the
him.
Easter Bunny. We got the whole crowd in there.
Oh.
Oh, that's
And,
interesting.
What happens is that at Christmas time, the boogeyman gets loose.
Oh.
The Guardians
I
have
see.
to come back to put him in his place. And
Oh, I see.
it's really where Jack Frost
Yeah.
comes of age, and he was a great little boy. His sister fell through the ice while they were ice skating, and
Oh.
he drowned saving her.
Oh.
Well, the man in the moon, believe it or not, when you see a full moon, he's really watching,
Oh.
and he pretty much supervises the Guardians.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Now I got to check that out.
Yeah,
That's pretty
yeah,
good. It's
that's
got a
like
little bit
Galaxy
of
of
every
the
holiday in it.
No, it's
right?
not Galaxy of the
That's
Guardians. Everybody confuses
Confuses
them,
that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's just simply called the Guardians.
The Guardians.
And
Okay.
you'll know it when you see it because the guy they have playing me is a big Russian Cossack type of character.
Right.
And he's got these massive forearms. On one side is naughty, and the other side is nice.
Very
Now,
good.
you mentioned the Easter Bunny. Are you friends with him? Do you talk to him and
You know, our
converse?
paths cross, but
yeah.
we've got totally different seasons and environments.
Right.
He doesn't last very well up my way,
Right.
and it gets to be a bit warm for me down south.
See, now I remember the Sandman because my parents used to say all the time.
Oh yeah.
He used to come right before you did
Yep.
and make sure we were sleeping.
Yep.
Oh.
Throw that
yeah.
magical sand and
Right. Sleepy
Yeah.
dust or
Yes.
whatever.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
yeah.
And you know, my favorite character other than the Santa, of course, is the Tooth Fairy,
Oh.
because she is literally a fairy that flies around, but she's got all these little hummingbird type characters
Uh-huh.
that work with her, and they collect the teeth and things,
yeah.
and they're all put into a little tube which she files away.
Oh.
So
Wow.
when you lose all your baby teeth, they go into this little canister.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty
I
cool.
always, I always wondered where they went.
Well, that's where
Get
she
50
she
cents.
does with them.
Whoa, where'd the tooth go?
Right. 50 cents. That was like 40 years ago.
I
Now
know.
it's like $10
Yeah.
or
Yeah, well,
a
you
check
know,
for $50.
now it's like everything else. It's getting way too commercialized.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Hallmark hasn't picked up on it yet. You know, because
Yeah.
they've grabbed
good.
everything else.
Yeah. So how do you get to be on the nice list? How do you do that?
Just be nice.
Just be nice? Yeah.
How would you define nice?
Well, I mean, nice is being
Nice.
a good steward to your neighbor, and been
Well-
married 33 years, good wife, good family.
Many years ago, I had a sixth grade teacher who tried to convince us that nice was a bad word
It was.
by saying, "Oh yeah, you're really nice,"
Oh, well,
insinuating
and
that
not
you're not
meaning it.
nice.
it's been
Right.
yeah. You got a little.
And
flip
the whole
there.
classroom was like,
Yeah.
"What are you talking about?"
And not really meaning it.
Right, not really meaning it.
Wait a minute. Let me check. What was that teacher's name?
Oh
Yeah.
gosh,
Yeah.
Mr. Williams.
Williams.
Mr. Williams.
Remember his first name?
Oh boy, I don't know if I do because everybody said Mr. Williams, but it goes
Okay.
back 50 years.
Oh, believe me, he paid for it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Let me ask you this: did the elves ever prank you?
Yes, they have.
They have.
Um,
Wow.
I have. I don't allow many of them to come south because right now they don't all have the proper papers.
Oh, yeah.
So we don't let them south of the border.
Right.
And but I have
Very good.
three that I bring out,
Oh.
and they pranked me one day by all showing up in their proper uniforms but wearing Santa masks.
Oh. Oh.
Okay, there you go.
You know,
Okay.
they were
Yeah.
trying to take over. There is only one boss.
That's right.
That's right.
Right,
Yeah,
right
that's
You
about
know,
that.
and when the one elf in particular, she's a sweetheart. She's been with me forever, but she is technically a little person
Oh.
by your
Okay.
standards.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And when she stands next to me and puts her arm around me, she is literally grabbing me in the butt. And I'll have to look down at her, and like she comes up to about here,
Right, right.
and I look down at her and say, Elf Tammy, I says, you're doing it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Well,
But
good. That cleared up a lot of my questions
You got
that I had.
you're good now. You
Yeah,
think
I'm
you're
good.
in?
you have any questions?
Well, he planned all the questions, so I don't know. I'm so nervous.
Well,
Santa just showed up.
Let me throw a few at you then. Let me help you out.
Okay.
What happens when there's no snow?
Oh. Yeah. How do you
What
get this?
happens when there's no
Oh, when he's
snow?
landing the
How does
sleigh
Santa
and there's
Claus
no
come in
snow.
when there's no snow?
You got wheels that kind of retract and you kind of
No,
land.
no,
No?
nope.
What happens?
We call ahead in this area. We go to ABE Airport,
Oh, very good.
and I
Oh.
call ahead, and the firemen come out, and
And they spray the
there's a grass strip along the main runway,
right.
and they foam it,
They foam it. Very good.
and
Wow.
the reindeer fall for it.
Yeah.
That
And,
looks like snow.
In every airport I go to, we have the connections with the firemen to do that,
Right.
and we also have connections with someone to come out and offer me a ride because my driver's license doesn't cover me for everywhere.
Right.
And
Makes sense.
they offer me a ride to escort me around where I need to go.
Sure.
And at night we'll go off with the reindeer, come back with the foam, and that's how we get away with it.
I did come up with a question.
All right.
Because as a kid, I grew up in an apartment complex.
Yeah, no
and
chimney.
in a townhouse, and nobody had chimneys.
Nobody-
We didn't have chimneys.
You
so
know,
how did you get in?
I left my bells out in the sleigh, but there's an answer to that.
Okay.
On my ring of bells that I keep for finding the deer, I have a special set for locating the deer. We have a very large skeleton key. It's about that big. That key getting next to any door lock opens
So
it.
it's like a master key.
It is.
How about
It is
that?
truly a
I
master
know.
key. Yeah.
I always wondered that as a kid. And my dad would go, I don't know. Maybe he's got a key. I go, how can he have a key? He doesn't have a key.
He does have a key.
Now-
He does have a key. It's
This
very
brings
good.
up another question. Did you really kiss mommy
Oh,
when mommy would come down?
Grandma.
Grandma.
Santa caught Santa kissing Grandma. Right?
Santa
Isn't it
never
Grandma?
kisses and tells.
Oh, I thought Santa kissed mommy
Oh, yeah, you're right.
downstairs.
Santa never kisses or kisses.
Oh, so that's just a big lie.
I never
okay.
tell.
Well, it may not be a lie, but he's
On
not
paper,
telling.
it's a big lie,
On paper. I love it.
but it was mommy. Remember, Daddy would be upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, that's pretty much how it rolls.
Well,
There's got to be some perks to the job.
That's
once in a
right. Got to
Yeah.
be some perks.
You
That's
get your
that's
milk
right.
and cookies, and you get a kiss from mom. That's great.
That's
you don't need anything else.
right.
that's fantastic. Fantastic.
What else you got?
Well, first of all, I'm still shocked that you just. I know, you had a long night, and to stop here now. it's,
Well,
you know.
we are technically on our way back.
How long does it take to get back?
My time or your time?
Your time, because I know my time would be days.
My time's a couple hours.
Couple of hours. Wow.
Yeah. What I have seen around here, which pleases me, is you got a lot of our snow geese down here.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
We send them down here for the winter.
Okay.
And
Because they get in the way up there, right? They're a little
well,
bit
they
too
do.
much,
They get
right?
in the way of the flight path up
Yeah.
there, so we send them down here and let them screw up your airplane.
Yeah, I was going to say that was a concern a few years ago. There were so many at the
Oh,
airport.
yeah.
I
Oh
was
yeah,
concerned.
Well,
Just-
them in Canada geese.
but the snow geese, from what I've seen here, outnumber the Canadians
Yes.
by
Yeah.
far.
Yeah.
You know, we have them up there out of the Arctic, and once it really starts to get close, um, you'll probably start seeing them down here early December, and because about Thanksgiving is when we tell them to head south,
Yeah.
and they go down to Delaware or so and
Oh, yeah.
spend a month or two down there and get tanned and fat, and
Yep.
we fly them back north.
Yeah. And then March, April, they go back up.
Yep. Yep, but it's always a fun thing to see them. You know, they fly at night.
Yeah, they do. You can hear them.
Oh,
at
okay.
night.
Yeah, I
do
do
fly-
hear them. Yeah.
They do fly at night, and they use the stars.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why we have a conflict there. You know, they get in the way, and they're hard to see them.
There's a place in Delaware that you mentioned, Delaware, Bombay Hook.
Mhm.
I don't know if you ever seen them over there. That big wildlife management area down there. There's a lot of them there.
There's a little town in Delaware called Easton, like you're Easton here,
Yeah.
and it's surrounded by a lot of agricultural area. And what I really chuckle with them is they're very particular. If you grow soybean in a field, they're not going to visit.
Mm.
But you put corn out there,
Yeah.
and they'll be more than happy to hang out.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of reason we get a lot of snow geese in the fields is when the corns
of
are
the
cut
corn.
and there's
Yeah.
tons of corn to eat.
So any place that you are driving around November, early December, if you expect to see the geese, look for where the corn was.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
'Cause they
I go out to Middle Creek, which is out near Lancaster. And,
Know it well.
lots there. I only go there at the beginning of March because they have the loop road closed. But I remember going there in 1997. There had to be over 100,000.
Oh yeah.
I never seen anything like it in my life,
Uh,
especially when they lifted. I mean, it was like something you'd see in a National Graphic,
you have
National
to
Geographic magazine.
the family that gave me a ride this weekend lives on a hill near here,
Mhm.
and they overlook this about an 80-acre field, and it is just totally packed with snow geese until last night.
Oh,
Wow.
There's not a goose to be seen out there,
Wow.
except your Canadians, which are confused.
yeah.
Yeah.
But all the snow
good.
geese, they packed up and hightailed it south.
Mm.
Yeah, it's curious to watch because you'll see all these around sunrise.
Mhm.
You'll see the flocks starting to come in
They
very high altitude.
Yep.
They come in very high altitude and they just know where they're going, and they come down and join up with the rest.
I love when they lift.
No, it's
Yeah.
just
Sometimes,
gonna
they'll-
say
like
that.
if an eagle goes by them or something like that, they'll lift, they'll swarm, and all of a sudden they'll come back down again.
And the sound.
And the sound.
Yes,
Oh,
the
incredible.
sound is unreal.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah, they're a very cool bird. Did you know the babies are blue gray?
Oh, really?
That's how you spot the yearlings when the flocks come in.
Okay. So, Santa, I can't tell you how much I appreciate this. With all you've done over the last few days and overnight and come to see us before you head back home was just
This is a
incredible.
real treat.
Really great treat. Thank you for all the information and things that we wondered about when we were kids for so
right.
long.
Yep.
Yep.
So, I want to thank you, sir.
Thank you for
Great,
having me.
Great job.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank
Yep.
you. And thank
Alrighty.
everybody out there.
Yep.
Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good
Good
day.
night.
Good night.
Good night.